Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So we've all heard about New York's debit card for illegal immigrants by now. We got it from the Daily Mail. New York City Mayor Eric Adams vows to cut $1 billion from outrageous $12 billion migrant aid budget after being slammed for dishing out $10,000 debit cards, hotel stays, and meals to thousands pouring in. These thousands pouring in would be the thousands that Texas governor has been busing to New York and other cities like Chicago, in order for them to feel and experience what it's like to have uncontrollable numbers of population coming into your city with no money. So New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced his administration will cut an additional 10% in migrant spending and pause drastic budget cuts to other departments after he was slammed for giving migrants taxpayer-funded debit cards. Reading that correctly, he was cutting funding for New York City programs so that he could reallocate that money to illegal migrants. Adams said he will slash an additional 10% in asylum-seeking spending, bringing the total cut on migrant spending to 30%. The Big Apple has been inundated with an influx of migrants. It cost taxpayers $12.65 billion in 2023, a sum that the mayor's office vows to reduce down to $10.6 billion in fiscal year of 2025. When we inherited it, we were in an emergency state. Emergency conditions cost more money. We're now transitioning into a stabilized state, the mayor said to WABC. I don't know if they're actually a stabilized state. They're just spending tens of billions of dollars on this problem. Doesn't really seem stable to me, but this is going to be here for a while. So by doing that, we can renegotiate contracts. We can look at long-term planning. We're not using this as an emergency, although we're in a crisis status. We're treating it differently because the emergency still exists, but we are managing it differently. Yeah, by handing out cash. Adams said the budget cuts are a direct result of his administration's efforts to stabilize the budget that resulted in a better-than-expected economic performance in 2023. They are specifically cutting an additional 10% migrant budget cut off top of the additional 20% they said already saved more than $1.7 billion in city spending. Isn't it funny how they claim they saved the money spending? You shouldn't be spending on it in the first place. That's the whole trick to it. More than 170,000 migrants have arrived in the city since the spring of 2022, and the crisis is only deepening as they continue to be bused from Texas, where record numbers are entering. In January, Adams announced the original 20% cut that reduced costs from the migrant crisis over the next 3 years. If we had to do the third rounds, it would impact garbage pickup. It will impact our services to our older adults. It will impact libraries. It will impact a series of services that you will actually see the difference. We're not going to have to do those third rounds. That third round of cuts to our agencies, Adams said. Well, that's good. It's a shame that they're even considering doing those cuts in the first place, that they even made a list. Important things that they were considering to cut even. Services to the elderly and garbage pickup? Are you kidding me? I mean, imagine New York if they had to cut services to their garbage collection. New Yorkers, are you happy that your tax dollars, that the leaders that you elected are willing to cut your garbage services so that they could give that money to illegal immigrants because they won't take on the issue of actually protecting the border and preventing the migrants from coming across the border in the first place? I can't imagine very many taxpayers are, but who knows? I'm not from New York. I've never been there, so maybe you guys are into that. Adams received backlash for announcing a $53 million debit card scheme that could give a family of migrants with 2 children under the age of 17 up to $15,200 a year. So anyways, just wanted to give you an update on the shenanigans going on there in New York with Mayor Eric Adams. And hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next